The A's potential new Las Vegas baseball stadium has gone from backed out land deal to bad to worse. Now there's apparently a dome involved. The team still has absolutely nothing to show for any of its efforts, by the way. To better understand why this project is most likely doomed to fail, let's go back in time and see what exactly got us to this very moment. In April of 2023, the Oakland Athletics announced that they were no longer pursuing a stadium in Oakland and were solely focused on finding something in Las Vegas. After bouncing around a few different sites, leadership finally zeroed in on the Tropicana Hotel. In June, 2 months later, the team secured a huge amount of money from state and local government bodies to build a new stadium on this site. It was supposed to be a retractable roof modern marvel fit for the glitz and glamour that people expect from Las Vegas. Instead, the project has gone completely dark. No renderings, no plans, no semblance of a clue. The A's have gone complete radio silence, with tidbits about the new stadium occasionally leaking out here and there. The most recent of these was the leak that the new ballpark in Vegas is actually going to be a domed, or I think a better term for this would be an enclosed facility, as opposed to the retractable roof stadium that team officials had first promised. Regardless of how you feel about the Athletics' relocation from Oakland to Las Vegas, there is something that must be said here about the way the team is going about this real estate project, and that namely being, it has all of the hallmarks of a development that is doomed to fail. Seriously, just look around Las Vegas at all of the real estate projects, many of which were backed by out-of-towners that never got off the ground. And the bulk of these failed because the out-of-towner wanting to build the project didn't have the money, the wherewithal, or the local knowledge required to get shovels on the ground, even if they had a local partner working with them. Let's go exhume some proverbial bodies from the failed real estate development graveyard of Las Vegas, shall we? Let's start during the mid-2000s bubble years and the Florida developer Daniel Coetzee, who bought the site of the Klondike Hotel. He announced massive, way over-the-top plans for a hotel, a condo, a resort, a casino, all of that good stuff. What did his efforts lead to? A hearty helping of absolutely nothing. The project never got off the ground, and eventually he was foreclosed upon a few years later. There's also the story of the Fontainebleau Las Vegas, which did eventually get built, but only took 2 decades for it to happen. During those 20 or so years, the project changed hands numerous times, with just about every out-of-towner thinking they were going to be the one to revive the development. It's safe to say Major League Baseball and the Oakland A's can't wait 20 years for a new stadium in Las Vegas to be built. Ad Properties bombed out spectacularly with its planned Plaza Hotel and Casino. After that didn't work out, they sold the land to Australia's Crown Resorts, who failed with their own potential hotel and casino. Eventually, they would offload the land plot to Steve Wind. Of course, who can forget the Manhattanization, as it has been dubbed, of Las Vegas that really began in the 2000s and has since continued for the most part. This time has seen countless individuals buy up a land plot, come up with some vague casino plan, and then flip it onto an out-of-towner who had no idea what they were doing with it. A lot of these projects never got shovels on the ground. The difference between those and the A's stadium in Las Vegas, though, is at least the failed casinos that were never built and that never got shovels on the ground at least had something tangible to them. There was a tangible plan in place, even if it wasn't a particularly good one. A's owner John Fisher legitimately has nothing. What's more, dude has shot himself in the foot as it comes to sourcing financing. In fact, Mark freaking Davis has run rings around him in terms of getting a stadium built in Las Vegas. No one in their right mind should be getting out-businessed by Mark Davis, a dude who has absolutely zero experience in the business arena. Fisher, for his part, is supposed to be this billion-dollar CEO, guru, blah, 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 whatever you want to call him. I have not seen business moves this bad since me and a buddy tried selling porno magazines in high school. It turned out that not even 14-year-old boys, desperate 14-year-olds, in the 56K modem days of the internet were interested in buying that really gross middle magazine you would get in the $3 for $9 packs sold in liquor stores across Northern California. They weren't interested in the comically marked up prices, and they probably weren't interested in the subject matter either. The difference between our operation and John Fisher is that we had the common sense to get out of that endeavor, while Fisher is just plowing on full steam ahead with a project that looks most likely is going to be the end of him. Out-of-towners get eaten alive in Las Vegas. That is what the town is built to do. Get every last cent from those people who fly in from around America, around the world to it, extract their money, and send them back wherever they came from, poor, broke, and wondering what the hell just happened to them. Why John Fisher thinks he is special is nothing more than trust fund baby hubris. Fisher is the guppy swimming in a tank full of sharks right now. What's worse, though, is he's given up any sort of negotiating leverage. Anything he could use to actually get some concessions from Las Vegas have been punted by the A's owner. Davis at least kept his attention sort of obscure. The A's committed to Vegas with no plans in place, and those locals, those sharks, they know it. They are going to squeeze him until there is nothing left to be squeezed, because that is what Vegas does. You want to know why John Fisher is a moron? Case study number 1382. He believed wrongly that Vegas was going to roll out the red carpet for his crappy ball club. After all, if those Nevada politicians could be bought out for $1,000 a pop, allegedly, then surely the rest of the city would be more than willing to give him similar sweetheart deals. Given the lack of tangible progress on the A's Las Vegas stadium, that has most certainly not been the case. One thing being said about the latest leak involving the A's stadium being a dome as opposed to having a retractable roof is, well, the stadium didn't need a retractable roof in the first place because it was most likely going to be frequented by locals who would much rather sit in an air-conditioned, climate-controlled environment. Maybe that would hold true if this was supposed to be a locals only facility, but let's not forget, the stadium, it's not really for locals. It must be propped up by tourists to have any shot at success. If 1/3 of the tickets for every single athletics home game in Las Vegas aren't purchased by visitors, the stadium is a losing proposition. That projection, by the way, comes from the A's ownership. It's not some guy, it's not a hypothetical. This is what the team believes it needs to have success with a Vegas ballpark. That target may seem within the realm of possibility for franchises like the Yankees, Cubs, and Red Sox, who fans traditionally travel. Well, there are quite a few MLB teams that you gotta think maybe aren't going to reach that threshold. The Tampa Bay Rays, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, there are a lot of teams that barely get fans to their own stadiums, and now you're expecting them to travel to Vegas to watch their team play when they don't want to see them play at home? I don't get the logic there. Regardless of that reality, what do Billy Bob and Pollyanna want to do when they come to Vegas? They want to see the lights, they want to see the city, they want to see the surroundings. If they wanted to be cooped up in some dome, in some AC air-conditioned facility, they would just go and watch baseball games in the sports book. The whole point of baseball in summer is to be outside, even if it is oppressively hot. That's why Phoenix has a retractable roof baseball stadium in it. If the weather permits, you want to be outside. And if you're in Las Vegas too, you're going to want to just take it all in. You want to see the strip. If you're on the strip and you're at a game in a stadium on the strip, you want to be able to indulge in everything that is around it. A dome stadium immediately takes away that possibility. At the end of the day, the chopping and changing and leaking and changing of Las Vegas baseball stadium plans highlights nothing but dysfunction. The same type of dysfunction that has kneecapped nearly every other out-of-towner development in Las Vegas since the beginning of time. The A's potential new baseball stadium in Las Vegas has gone from bad to worse to now dome, and there's still absolutely nothing to show for it. I think it's fairly safe to say this project is doomed, or maybe domed, to fail. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to know more about the Oakland Athletics partner on the stadium Bally's and their absolutely ruinous relationship with the sports world, well, check out the video in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Until next time, I am Cheyenne Hollis. This is The Touchback. Hashtag sell the team, John Fisher, and hashtag take it out to the 25.